So, you are about to watch an insane video. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a few fair warnings. Warning number 1. I'm singing in most of the concert videos because I was at a concert. I was there to enjoy it. I could not hold back my emotions. I may scream bloody murder in a few of them. I'm sorry. But I'm also not. Second warning. I will be in one of my most vulnerable states, which is fangirling. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Also, I didn't video a lot because I was enjoying the concert. I'm sorry. It felt like I videoed a ton because I wanted to just put my camera down and enjoy it. But I did take a lot of pictures, which, by the way, if you want to see those, follow me on Instagram at itsmiracle13. Links down below. Also, I don't know what warning we're on at this point. There are people in my house. That was terrifying. Okay. So, another thing. There are a few songs that I get extremely emotional on because of what they mean to me. So they will have the shortest clips. Those are probably Addict with a Pen and Forest and Holding On to You. I did get Josh's backflip, which is sick, but I started screaming the lyrics. Like, okay, so when I say I'm singing to these, it's basically me screaming or me singing really off key because I can't hear myself. But the camera can hear nothing but me, and I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry because I enjoyed myself. Okay, so this is insane. Proceed with caution.
Fast food, greasy taco, I love like this could only come from home.
Hurrah for Dr. Thor and half the boy reveal.
Oh! I didn't see you there. Welcome to my humble 2-day home.
Wow,
We have toilets.
it's beautiful. Oh gosh, no. Please.
Toilets.
No toilet.
We have mirrors.
Mirrors.
We have mirrors. We have sleeping
Snores.
people and eating people that we were
Real estate photography 101.
requested
Every
not to
picture
be-
a toilet.
requested not to be in the photograph. And then we have the view. Just hang on.
Right.
I'll get the view.
Ah, look at that sunshiny, beautiful. Actually,
Yeah,
it
that's
stopped.
pretty- it stopped
Well, no,
for a
it's
while.
still going.
No, it stopped.
It's what? There's
Oh, it's
water
dripping.
droplets going down there.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at the water going there.
Look at the water. Look at the water. Look at the water.
Look. Oh, focus.
Look at the downstairs
Focus.
neighbors.
Focus.
But look at the
It's
water.
focused on a pole.
The water's better.
See? It's hard for me to tell where the ocean stops and the sky starts.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna wait for that.
I'm gonna caption that on Instagram. Anyhow, that's what that is. It is how many minutes till showtime? How many minutes till doors, at least? Whoa, I'm zoomed in on my face. Hold up.
Yeah, dog.
Like 19 or something.
Like 19 or so. So that's not a long time, but
Till door.
Look at that ocean, homie.
excuse me, I didn't mean to zoom that far. So
Thumb.
there's that. That's what's happening. I'll keep you updated. It's pouring, but show's supposed to still be starting. Normal time. I'm taking advice from people in the pit because they're gonna have to stand in the middle of everything. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you can even see it on this camera, but there's a double rainbow right there. How glorious.
This song never be on the radio. Even if my people that picking up people with the vote, it's a few the proud and the emotional. Yo, you bulletproof from black with a few know. No wonder why this is running, but we're so cold.
Just ready to say something. Wasn't the only one that was rushing to say that this lost my halo. I don't know where you are. You'll have to come and find me, find me. Domingo en fuego. Think I lost my halo. I don't know where you are. You'll have to come and find me, find me. Hands up, hands up, hands up. From the front, all the way to the back. All the people now sway, sway. Oh no! Help me for the rise, help me for the rise, help me. My friends and I have problems. Help me for the rise, help me for the rise, help me. My friends and I have problems. Help me for the rise, help me for the rise, help me. All my friends are here, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden move. You don't know that for the all my friends are here, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden move. You don't know that for the welcome to the room, people who dreams of people that they love one day. Stop doing it. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean no brains will change. And remain. You will have another psychopath sitting next to you. You will have another murderer sitting next to you. You'll think God I get here sitting next to you. After all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are here, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello.
Would you please join me in welcoming with thunderous applause Joshua Spooky Jim Christmas.
You go, Spooky Jim. So pretty. Here's Ty. Hold up. Hey, hey.
She asked me, son,
When I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold?
and when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? So solid, I don't want to receive it. It's only some of these repeated. They ask me why it's got to be like this. It's living free. I don't want to be the one who knows some blood in my hands to the moon. Take this weapon, poison, darkness, something back. I say how
I take you prisoner.
long. You've been waiting in the sun, but you guys are bringing the energy, and I really appreciate you doing that for us. Listen, so we're gonna have a moment of clarity, just transparency. Plays through the set. We're gonna play as many songs as we possibly can. Hoping it holds off, but if at any moment they have to make the call, they have to make the call. But we're gonna try to do everything we can to give you everything we can. With that, here's a song called Ride, alright? Tough day, a lot of rain, a lot of sun, but you guys truly brought it. We appreciate that. Thanks for making our dreams come true, everyone. We got good news, we got bad news. The bad news is they gave me the warning.
No.
We've got to be off this stage in 5 minutes. One of my favorite songs of all time. We're gonna do one last time for you guys, and I need you to bring it okay. Are you still with me? I know where you stand, silent in the trees, and that's where I am, silent in the trees. Why won't you speak? Where I happen to be?
Okay, so let me explain. When we got to Orange Beach, The weather was pretty bad. It wasn't like lightning bad, it was rain bad. It was pouring, and I felt really bad for, I had assigned seats. I didn't have general admission, but I felt really bad for the people that had general admission that had been in line all day, that A, had to get out of line, but luckily they had their wristbands at that point, and B, had to sit in the rain and the heat together, which sucked, which Tyler was really nice about that. He was like, you guys have been sitting out in the rain and the heat all day, and we appreciate it, and you're still super energetic, and you're still here, and we love you. And that warmed my heart for all those people, and also for me, because I had been, it had been a struggle to get there, even though I hadn't sat in the heat and the rain. But it had been raining all day. At one point, which I didn't know, they canceled the concert, which was insane. And they were like, stay tuned for further notice. This was on Facebook, and I should have put the venue's Facebook page on notifications so I would know, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I would have cried, because my luck, the concert would have gotten canceled altogether. But it got put back on, and I had a few friends that were there to see the show that contacted me and said that the show was still on, and they said the rain would not keep them from doing it, so we should probably bring ponchos. So we went and got some ponchos, and we headed over to the venue. The line, literally, to get in the venue, just for them to like scan you, make sure you didn't have any weapons on you, make sure you didn't have any outdoor food or drink, and scan your tickets, was like, okay, here's the venue right here. And we walked, and somebody texted me that had already been in, a friend of mine that had already come in, said be prepared for a long line. And I was like, shh, okay, whatever, long lines, I can handle it. I walked a mile and a half at least to get to the end of that line. Holy cow. This was just to get in, not general admission, but this was just for them to scan your tickets so you could get in. It wasn't a general admission line. I can't even imagine the general admission line, considering that line. But we got in the line. We were finally nearing the front, and these people cut in. They were just like, okay, here's the line. And I'm like, excuse me, 10 miles that way is the line. This is the beginning of the line, which kind of ticked me off, but whatever. I just went with it, because confrontation is not my thing. But anyway, we finally get in this venue. Mute Math is playing. A bunch of people got really upset because they didn't get to see Mute Math because it took that long for everybody to get in the venue, because obviously they didn't have enough people working the show, which is kind of stupid. They should know that 21 Pilots is a big deal. They should have a lot of people working it, but some people just aren't meant to do big shows at their venues. But finally got in. We're watching Mute Math. They have like 2-3 songs left. They were pretty cool. I kind of wish I had gotten to see their whole set, but I honestly didn't care a lot, because I was just excited to be there for 21 Pilots. So Mute Math finishes. We sit there for what feels like 8,000 years, and they're doing lighting tests, and the crew is putting their stuff up, and there's a girl behind me freaking the heck out. She's like, those are Josh Dunn's drums. Lol. I'm like, that's how I feel inside, but I'm not good at expressing emotions. And I'm socially anxious, so I'd be embarrassed. But later I made up for that because I screamed a lot into the camera. But they're the crew's setting up, and I'm just like, you go, crew. I'm literally sitting there cheering for the crew, which they deserved it, but I was like, yeah, I hope your dreams come true. I hope he's having a great day. I think that guy is awesome for setting stuff up. And then they're doing lighting tests, and everybody's screaming because they think it's about to start. And I'm like, they're doing lighting tests, you guys. Calm down. Save the excitement. They finished their lighting tests. The house lights are on, which is just, the lights on the stage that point at us. And everybody is chanting T.O.P. T.O.P. And I'm chanting with them, and then they just stop, and I'm like, that was lame. And then we started chanting again eventually, and they stopped. I was like, we gonna chant, or are we not gonna chant? I didn't understand. there was a point that I heard something that sounded like thunder, and everybody around me was like, is that thunder? We looked back, it was the people in the way back stomping and doing the wave. There were so many people back there, and it was so consistent and perfect of a wave and stomp that it sounded like thunder. And I'm like, I bet my section can't do that. It was super cool to watch everything. Somebody was throwing a beach ball back in that far left section, audience left section, and I was excited. The house lights finally went down, and I was like, now we're getting started, you guys. And so the show starts, I stand up, I'm like, I'm ready. So I turn on my camera, I start recording some stuff, and it was time to go. The show gets going, and it's doing great, and they come over to the B stage, and they do a lot of the old stuff, which is where my heart is, and then they go back to A stage. Actually, rewind. In the first few songs, there's a point in Hometown where Tyler, somebody comes out and puts this thing over Tyler, this big, I don't know what to call it, a blanket. It's not really a blanket, but they put this black drape over him, and he stands there, and you know he's there, and then he goes down, and it's like he disappeared. And the lights go down for a second, and then the lights came up, and he's right there next to me on the concession stand. And I'm like, how you do that? So I'm like, camera, so I start recording. And I kid you not, there is a time in everybody's concert life where they go to the concert and they're like, this isn't real, I'm enjoying myself, but this has got to be some really talented cover band. There's no way that's those guys, especially if you're like nearsighted and you're far back. If you're like front row, it's probably going to hit you real quick. But if you're far back enough that you can't really make out their faces too well without assistance, there's a moment when it hits you. When he was on that concession stand, he was singing Hometown, and then he rips off his ski mask, and I was like, I'm gonna zoom in, see how this camera zoom does, see if I can get some better shots of his face. I can make out his face, and it hit me. I was like, that's Tyler Joseph right there. And then the lights went down, and I screamed, because I realized where I was, that I wasn't dreaming, and that it was really happening. So that was a great moment. But then, you know, show keeps going, they go to the B stage, they come back to A stage, and then there was a point when they played that video that is supposed to be Josh talking to his anxiety, which really hits home for me, because it's like some of the exact problems that I deal with, illustrated very well. And I was like, my mom was like, what is, and I was like, shh, and I swear, you could hear a pin drop in my section, because we were like glued to that screen watching it, and I'd seen it a million times on the internet, but it was so surreal in person. And my mom was like, but they told him not, and I was like, no, they told him not to go back on stage, and he went back on stage, and I'm proud of him. And then he throws water bottle in the audience. My mom's like, why do people keep throwing water bottles? They're gonna hit somebody. I was like, it's punk rock. So that was an interesting moment for me. And then, you know, they do the thing, and it's good, and he throws drumsticks later, and she freaks out over that, and it's punk rock, Mom. Just go with it. But anyway, there's a point in the show where Tyler's like, okay, we need to get real for a second. And I was like, okay, what's he gonna say? He's like, there's people talking in my ear, talking about his, you know, his in-ear thing, not people literally whispering to him. But they said there were people telling him that they were on watch for evacuation, which sucked. And so they said, we're gonna rush through this set and give you all that we can give you before we have to leave. And hopefully we won't have to leave. Maybe we'll finish before we have to go. So they start rushing through the set, which means we didn't see any of the covers. And as far as original songs, they got up to Guns for Hands before they got the 5-minute warning. And then Tyler comes back on stage and he starts playing the chords for Trees, and I was like, no, this is not happening. I was super upset. The only thing that I was seeing was heat lightning, which I know people are like, this heat lightning is still dangerous. No. 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 In that moment, we were not in danger. We would have been later, because when I left the venue, there was some intense lightning. But in that moment, we were not in danger. So if we had heard maybe 2 more songs, it would have been okay. I don't know. But in that moment, there was nothing happening drastically. It was supposed to come later. But I was freaking the heck out. I was being irrational. There was some pretty dangerous stuff happening later, so I do understand. But Tyler was super sweet about it. He was like, we're looking out for your safety. It's gonna be okay. We're good. So he played Trees. They played Trees like they had played the whole set, and that was their thing. We didn't get to hear the encore. I was upset. But it was great. It was amazing. I got some great pictures. When Trees first started and he was at his keyboard, I wanted some really good pictures of the emotional chords and the singing and the tilting his head back and the, you know, with the green aesthetic lights. And I couldn't because I was so upset. So all of my pictures and video for that part of the show are pretty sucky. But I got some good pictures when they went out to the crowd to drum, which is pretty good. I got one piece of confetti because it was everywhere and I still couldn't get it, and everybody was like, move, we gotta evacuate. So that's how that went. Didn't get to hear Goner. Did not get to hear a few songs that I wanted to hear. Didn't get to hear any of the covers at all. I spent like a long time talking about how excited I was to see the drum line and how excited I was to see the drum battle between the two boys. Do they still do that? I don't remember if that's this tour or if it's a previous tour. But I didn't get to see the... There was another thing. There's another thing that I didn't get to see. Oh, I didn't get to see Josh play trumpet more than just on We Don't Believe What's on TV, which made me really upset. Because he plays trumpet on like 3 out of the 4 cover songs. And I was like, I want some really good shots of Josh playing trumpet. No. No. You don't get to see Josh play trumpet more than you did. So, I was a little upset. But it is what it is. And then there was this story. I got back to my hotel eventually, and this venue served alcohol, which was a bad idea, but you know, venues will do what they can to make money. So I get back to my hotel, which by the way, at some point in the show, this lady spilled her cherry margarita on me, which was nasty. It was all over me. She tripped, so I didn't say anything. She wasn't like drunk and like spilled it, like whoops. It was like she tripped on the stairs and she was like, I'm so sorry, but I smelled like cherry alcohol freezy for the rest of the evening. But but I got back to the hotel, and this lady and her friend, I assume, this female adult, I don't really want to call her a lady because she wasn't very ladylike, but I mean, I'm not either, so I can't really say much. But this female adult and her other female adult acquaintance, I assume they're friends, were staying at the same hotel as us. She saw my 21 Pilots shirt and my brother's 21 Pilots shirt and my shirt that my mom was wearing, and she goes, she's holding a beer in her hand, and she goes, did you enjoy the show? And I freeze, like, what the heck am I supposed to do? This drunk person is talking to me. I was like, yeah, it was good. I love them. I'm disappointed that we didn't get to hear a lot of the songs because of evacuation. She goes, I only know 2 of their songs. I thought it was great. Boy! Why? So there's... First of all, you are intoxicated. You are an adult. I am a teenager. Why are you talking to me? Second of all, Why would you go to a show for a band that you only know 2 songs of? Are you so rich that you don't know what to do with your money? What in the friggity frack? If you got so much money that you can buy 21 Pilots tickets when you don't even know more than 2 of their songs, hit me up! Cause I'd like to go to all the shows with you. Cause, well, not with you, cause you scare me. But hit me up. I'll take some of that money and go to the shows for you, tell you how they were, since, you know, I like all the songs. What? So I got back to my hotel room and I'm like, don't talk to me. Nobody talk to me. I opened my laptop, I stuck my camera card in my computer, and I looked through pictures and video, and I was an emotional mess. And my mom was like, don't you want to take a shower? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm drenched in sweat.
Gross, yeah.
So like, put my sweaty clothes up to dry because that was nasty. It was really humid and nasty and everybody was drenched. But there was a part in the show, you know, they wear the skeleton hoodies, and there was a part in the show, I think it's Ode to Sleep, that they're wearing the skeleton hoodies, and then they take them off afterwards, and I think Tyler kept his on. He must have some really nice heat tolerance because I would die. But the second Ode to Sleep was over, without unzipping anything, Josh goes and rips it off like, no, and throws it down. And I was like, poor Joshua. He's so overheated right now. And I can tell, like, because he has to drum with no shirt on, he must get overheated quite easily. But it's just, holy cow, it was hot. So I hang my clothes up to dry out, and I sit down, and I'm like, nobody talked, you know, I go take my shower, and I put on my pajamas, and I wrap a towel around my head so that my hair doesn't make everything wet, or my tears. Anyway, and I sit down and I watch videos and I look at pictures, and I realized how amazing my pictures are. And I did realize they were really good pictures during the concert. I used my new camera that I'm using to video this right now. It's a point and shoot, and it's so good. And they didn't tell me that I couldn't bring it in because I guess they just thought it was a regular digital camera, which basically it is. It's not a Canon or like a Canon XLR or anything, but it's not considered a professional grade camera, so I guess that's why they let me in. But it was hanging off my wrist with my Polaroid camera, which I never used my Polaroid camera, but somehow it steadied the strap of it steadied my point and shoot. But I had, the camera zoom is incredible, which is how I realized that Tyler Joseph was really right there. That was my moment. But I sat there and I was like, I made some really good pictures. And when I was taking pictures and I realized that I was taking good pictures, I would make this inhuman sound. It was like, and I apologized to everybody around me because that was insane. But I just, like, there was one point they got up after they drummed on trees and they were doing their bow, and my mom was like, that's your money shot, you need to get pictures of that. And I'm like, I'm trying, because it'll take a picture and then it'll show you it, and it's like, you want to look at this? And I'm like, no, go away, I want to take more pictures. Which is what makes it different from a professional camera, where you can sit there and like take 800 pictures in one press. But I was sitting there and I'm clicking, and I took a picture and then bowing, and I took a picture of Tyler like smiling, like how incredible are these people. They are super upset that they're not going to get to see the rest of the show, and they've been here all day in the rain and the heat, and I'm grateful for them. That smile, that one that makes my heart so happy. And he has his hand on Josh, and Josh is just like, this was a good day. And you know, and then they did something that I don't think I've ever seen them do before. They stuck their hands up like this, and Josh is looking directly at me. Not really directly at me, because he probably cannot see me as far away as I was, but he's looking directly at my lens direction thing. So it looks like he's looking into the camera, and I'm gonna edit the picture in here, I think. But yes, oh my gosh. I put watermarks on like all of my good pictures, and I hate that for the fact that it makes me look really conceited, but I don't really want anybody to steal my pictures. So I put watermarks on them, and I put them on my photography page because there's some really good pictures. But that picture is, I call that my money shot, and if somebody wanted to pay me money to take it, I probably still wouldn't give it away. Actually, I probably would, because then I'd use the money to go to more concerts, but that's another story. All around, it was a great evening. I would 10 out of 10 recommend. I would see them live as many times as humanly possible, which is funny because the next night they were in Duluth, Georgia, and I was still in Orange Beach because my family wanted to stay for an extra day and go to the beach and stuff. And I was like, Georgia, hey. Because I think Duluth is technically, it may have been closer to me than Orange Beach. I don't really know, but it was Georgia, so it wasn't far. And then they were in Nashville, which is also not horribly far from me. Like, we've been in Nashville before. It's not a horrible trip. And so, I mean, that would have been like 3 shows in a row if I was hardcore road tripping. I could have made it, but I wasn't hardcore road tripping, so I didn't make it. But you know, maybe one day I will see them 3 nights in a row. They're playing Music Midtown, which would be nice to go to, but Music Midtown is very expensive, and I don't really want to be at a festival with a bunch of other people that are old enough to drink alcohol, because they might scare me like the lady next to the elevator at my hotel. But I'll see them again. I know I will. But they're also playing Madison Square Garden 2 nights in a row. I'm proud of them. I feel like a proud mom. What is up with my lighting? I'm sorry about this lighting. It sucks. But thanks for watching this and listening to me ramble. I hope you're having a great evening. Stay street. Wherever Josh Dunn and Tyler Joseph are, I hope they're having a great day. And I hope you're having a great day. And I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.
So you should either like this, or retweet this, or favorite this, or subscribe to this, or you should comment below